Hello, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Doing pretty good, really.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Let me see if I can show you what I got.
Here comes Laura.
Hey,
Yeah,
little Laura.
Laura. Hello.
Russell says, "What? No AZ?" Corey Mano's here. Oh, what you got a new
Eight.
uh
It's an
tablet?
eight. I got a new eight,
Yeah,
Echo 8 Show.
Echo Show. Okay.
Yeah, Echo Show 8. That's the first time I've ever had one that large.
Yeah, that's an eight-inch screen, right?
Yeah, they have this thing where people adopt a senior. So somebody adopted me for Christmas and they gave me a $50 Amazon card. And that this is not the latest iteration of this. This is the first generation, but it seems to be working really well.
Well, yeah, if you didn't have an 8-inch before, you get an 8-inch, you take whatever it is, you know?
Oh yeah, it really it was no money out of my pocket, so it
Good.
was. I'm grateful to have it.
Laura had a nice little show going over there.
I did.
Did
We did
you?
random stuff today.
Jonathan Jackson. Good
Hey,
evening.
Jonathan.
No AZ tonight yet.
Uh-oh. He's probably out showing that grandkid how to fly a drone.
That could be.
Oh, David's researching 3D printers right now.
Oh,
What it is right here.
no.
Snow, snow, snow.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
So what else is new with you, Dave? Anything?
Not much, no.
Getting ready for Christmas?
Oh no. There's no
Dave,
one.
David has been
My,
out shopping all day long, trying to buy different little things for Laura.
uh-oh. Yeah, I can
You
see
see,
that happening.
you should see my Christmas file. I
Yeah,
definitely don't need any more in it. But yeah, actually, I'll be doing a video of what I got for Christmas.
there you go. You can show your stop on Santa's
Ugh.
on
No,
the
normally what I do, because I go live Christmas Day,
yeah.
I'll probably show it then. Oh, why did you let him on?
Hey, Justin.
He looks so puzzled when he first comes on.
He looks puzzled.
Yeah.
No, I was just checking my settings because when I came in, nobody was saying anything, so I thought I was muted.
Yeah, there were, because I went to Paul Murray, why did you let him in?
I laughed.
He laughed. He didn't. He didn't leave. He left. Laughed.
No, I didn't leave.
Mm.
I'm gonna step over to the refrigerator and get a diet soda. That's what I'm.
Corey Mano, he lives up near Montreal. He says lots of rain there today. So
I know.
he's northeast of me, but that storm that came up through you, Justin, is going up the East Coast. So.
Why is it when you
Why
can't
did it?
now you can't eat or drink, people post food on Facebook?
Why can't you eat or drink?
I've got a fasting blood test in the morning.
Oh no.
So is David. So we're both in the same boat right now.
Misery loves company.
David's got tests tomorrow too.
Yeah, it's because we've moved doctor surgery, so they do a health check to
Wow.
make sure the other doctors didn't miss anything.
God bless my Auntie Ann. She sent me a nice little Christmas card
Nice.
and a check with it. She's a doll, I'll tell you that.
Sorry, I didn't send a check with mine.
She's 94 years old.
Wow.
Still getting around.
My mom's almost that old.
Your mom's getting around too?
Yeah, well, she's almost that old. She's still getting around really well. In fact, she goes to the mall and walks every day.
Good for her.
Yeah, she's 86.
Here comes Lance.
Hey Lance, how you doing? Good to have you here, my friend.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too.
I need to adjust my camera here. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're
Oh,
hanging
yeah.
in here, you know. Surviving the holidays, I call it.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, because Christmas, you know, is for kids. It isn't for us old people.
Nope, not for us old people. My daughter's
Christmas is
working
my
at the
favorite time of year.
Laura's favorite time of year. Wow.
very good.
And this year I get to bug David all day.
And then Laura, are you in Australia? Where are you?
UK.
UK.
You're how many miles are you from London?
Don't know, but it's 40 minutes on the train.
And you're a Detroit Lions fan?
No, Gitchy sent me this.
Gitchy, you know, is a flight attendant, and she goes. One of our trips was to England, and she met up with David and Laura. Gave them all kinds of goodies.
Very
And
nice.
she's planning on bringing more when she next comes over.
You can't have a better friend than that, Laura.
Jonathan and Al don't agree with Paul about Christmas being for kids.
Well, put it this way, Paul. I'm hoping to be over in Michigan either next year or the year after.
Gitchy gonna fly you over?
Yep.
Yeah, she can get really good deals on tickets and stuff
Yep.
for friends and family.
I've just got to get my passport first.
Are you bringing David with you?
Nope, it's just me.
Oh yeah, he's got to stay and take care of the birds,
Yep.
the birdies. Well, that should be fun. I would imagine Gitchy's probably planning for somewhere around May, June, July, that area.
I'm not too sure because we've got to wait to see how long it takes me to get my passport.
Well, in order to get it, you got to apply for it.
Yep. And as it's my first, there's a lot more checks go into it. And also coming over your way is going to also be my first ever flight.
Oh, those are always fun. Flying's fun. I don't mind flying.
I'm taking comms before I get on the plane.
Yeah, it's really nothing. Just take off and landing.
I'm
Once
going to
you're
be.
in the air, it ain't nothing.
But saying that, I spoke to my mum about it, and she's got the same fear as me of heights and stuff, and she said she didn't realise she was in the air in a plane.
Yeah, for the most part, I mean, it's possible to hit turbulence every once in a while, and the plane might shake a little bit, but that's normal. But for the most part, I mean, it's once you're in the air, you walk up and down the aisle, and you don't even feel like you're in a plane. It's a little loud from the engines, but I don't know what kind of plane you're in.
Oh look, Dominic's in his car.
Keep hitting the wrong buttons there.
Hey, Dominic.
Hey,
Good
Dominic.
evening, all.
Your lips aren't moving.
What?
You were frozen for a minute when you came in.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Jonathan, everybody's told me don't look out the window.
Oh, that's the coolest part of it.
Not when you're petrified of heights, it isn't.
Oh, you'll be fine. Just stick your camera or your phone up to the window and do some recording. Get some cool shots.
Hmm.
It's really cool to see everything from the air, though. When you're like 30,000 feet in the air,
Well, especially
Yeah.
when
really get a good.
you flying as a guest to Gitchy, she'll put you right in the window.
Yeah.
You'll get a really cool. You get really cool views of everything when you're that high up.
Windows. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna get on the plane and pretend I'm in a car. That's what's gonna happen.
I haven't.
Yeah,
traveled.
especially when the pilot comes out and tells you how fast you're going and how many thousand feet in the air you are.
Oh, what's cool is a lot of
Headphones? Can't hear them.
a lot of the really big planes, the international planes now, they actually they have the in-flight entertainment and all the seats, and they actually have cameras outside the plane now, and you can look at the cameras on the little screen in front of you.
I
Oh,
have
really?
One up on, yeah.
Yeah, I've
something that they
watched
started
a lot
doing.
of those when you're sort of like in-camera things on YouTube. Because I haven't been anywhere in 9 years, and I haven't been overseas in about 30. So,
And one of the shots they get is they actually put it on the very top of the tail, looking over the plane, so you'll get to look down over top of the plane as you're flying.
Yeah.
Flying the wrong airlines.
Okay. So hello to everybody in the chat. I can't see the chat.
Hey,
'Cause I'm on
Dom.
my phone.
Oh, you should see what they're saying about you in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting savaged, obviously. It's taken me so long to get here.
Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty dingy out there on the water.
As you can, well, you want me to show you how dingy it is here?
Is it raining?
You got
Yeah.
rain, right?
Let me, how do I turn the camera around?
Have you got a cat box behind you?
Yes, I have.
Is there a
I
cat
was-
in the box?
No, there isn't. I was actually going. I was
I've heard-
actually
I've
going
heard-
to.
I've heard of
adopt
the
another
cat in the
cat.
hat, but I didn't know about the cat in the box.
No, I
Hey,
was going to
Mark.
adopt another cat, but I went to the shelter and there was nothing that really leapt out at me.
Okay. Hello,
Hey,
Rod.
Joe.
Now there, look, how's that? Supposed to be
Wow.
summer.
That looks kind of nice.
What's up, yo?
Supposed to be summer.
You're having a British summer.
Yeah.
That's how our summer is.
Well,
It
Laura
is
just wants to share with you. That's all.
Yeah.
16 degrees Celsius here.
11 here.
Whatever. Whatever that is in the third world measurements.
Third word measurement.
It's 16 degrees Celsius. Third world. First world. The 16 and 16 is 32. Plus add 32 would be close to 70.
16,
That's first world temperature.
144, 20. Yeah, that's 62, I think. 61 or
53 here.
So this is what the cameras will look like, but I can only find this plane because I couldn't find the bigger planes, but this is kind of what it will look like. It'll be
Oh, Lord, Lord.
Very, very cool.
You'll get to look at that on your little screen on your seat, and then they'll have one under the belly of the plane so you can see underneath.
Oh, Laura, be tuning right in on that, won't you, Laura?
Nope.
See, yeah, it's really cool.
That's like-
looking.
that's
There,
cool.
look at there, Laura. You'll be able to say, oh, my.
Yeah.
She doesn't even want to look at it on here.
No.
I haven't been. Oh, well, I haven't been on a
Here
plane.
comes the
in not-
landing, Laura. Comes the landing.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
pretty much will give you an idea of what you'll.
Look, I won't know what's going on. I'll be out.
You even got
out
the
my head.
reflection down there.
Yeah, look at the
Calms,
shadow of the plane.
Shadow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right there.
calms and alcohol sounds right. Good before you get.
Yeah, I
on the
love shadow.
But Gitchy was saying to me, I wouldn't be the first person to take calms and drink alcohol before getting on a plane.
Quite a few people do that.
What's up, Mark?
I would have said more people than not.
The thing is, though, is the problem is too is if you've never been on a plane, you're gonna hype yourself up, and it's really not all that. That's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna don't overthink it.
I haven't been there.
Sorry.
I haven't been in years. I'd love to go to again.
That was like when Ron was going to Canada, right? He was overhyping himself going across that border. He thought he was gonna get cavity searched because he had his gun on him. But he had all the proper paperwork and he went right through the border, no problem. But the whole time before he went, he was freaking out. He was like, "Oh man, what if I don't have this? Are they gonna do this? Can I have this?" You just don't overthink it. The coolest feelings actually when you go to take off, your stomach drops a little bit. You're like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
That cool little
Watch
feeling
it.
of taking off.
Fun.
So you saying Laura's never been on a plane?
Never
Oh.
ever.
I've been on a bunch of planes. I used to fly with my grandpa back in the day.
Yeah. It's that V1, just as you rotate, that feeling of just
Pushes you down in the seat a little bit. Yep.
yeah, but it's the exhilaration you get from it. The excitement. It's the I can't think of a really good word for it.
It's the rush of it.
The rush,
My-
yeah.
When
That's
I flew Dominic, is you know how when it rotates back and you take off.
Yeah.
As soon as I take off, I fall asleep in my chair, and I wouldn't wake up until the bong 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 of coming down.
Yeah.
So I won't tell her any of the bad stories.
That was
No.
kind of a small plane anyway, Mark. I was just showing the camera angles that they're showing now that you can view while
It's-
you're on
it
the
com-
plane.
Commercial planes are so much different than a smaller plane.
Yeah.
The
Well, see,
how they
Laura
handle
would
the
be-
altitude, how they handle the pressure, the winds, everything.
Well, see, Laura would be going from England to the US, so most likely she'd be on like a A380 or something big. You know, one
Yeah,
of the big
big
Oh,
two-story
no, I would have
planes.
50. Depending on what airline you're going with, it'll probably be because it's a shorter haul. It's not if you're not coming to Australia, because you're not doing the long haul. It could be an A350, 787, 777. Whereas if she's going long haul, she's gonna, as I said, depends on which airline it is too, because the airline will dictate what plane you're on.
Well, it's kind of a medium length haul because she's flying from England to the U.S.
Which is, well, it's international, yes,
Yeah.
but it's a
Yeah,
medium haul.
it's almost 10 hours, though. That's a long flight.
10
It's
hour
only
flight.
5.
It-
'cause
It's
only
7
5
hours.
7 hours.
Because right here it
7 hours
says
the way
average,
Gitchy is.
the average flight from London Heathrow to Baltimore, Washington, it says it takes around 9 hours and 55 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're going.
When I spoke to Gitchy, she said it takes them 7 hours to get to where she is.
Well, it all depends on where you're going, though, because
Yeah.
they you could have layovers, you could have they could take you, sometimes they'll take you to some area that you don't even like. They might take you a state over for no fucking reason, then you come back to the opposite
Exactly.
direction. Oh my god, I've been on some flights that just didn't make any damn sense.
Hmm.
Anyway,
I
Justin,
mean, I guess,
check the private chat.
but I mean, to get from one side of the United States to the other, you're looking at about 5.5 hours, 5 to 5.5, roughly.
Mhm.
Rob, stop texting me.
Okay.
He's told me to put my hood down. I don't look like a gangster.
Well, I'll put mine up.
There you go.
There's Assassin there.
It's the hoodies.
Assassin Creed on the bottom.
I'll
Yeah.
put mine up as in
Justin, have
support.
you got a hood you can put up?
Yeah, but I got my headphones. I'm not doing all that.
I don't have many hood.
put your hood up with your headphones over the top.
Why does it sit sits like that? Yeah.
There you go.
But because England and the UK are closer to the East Coast, it's probably it'd be easier to get to the East Coast and then work your way from the East Coast to the West Coast domestically.
Hello, Rod.
Hot rod.
Rod,
should-
what's up?
Dominic, he just texted me and went, wanna be gangsters.
Al said Assassin Creed 50 years later.
I finally went to my bail box. My stock prop guard showed up yesterday, and my 3D printed prop guard showed up today. I'll show you the difference between them. Brad Austin printed the 3D printed ones, but let's see if you guys can see him. Any idea which one's stock and which one's 3D printed?
Stock is the one on
It's the glossier one.
the one closest to the black one.
Right
Yeah,
there.
that guy.
Yeah.
I can tell
Notice
the
how-
difference by the.
Notice how fucking thin that plastic is
Mm.
compared to the 3D printed, which was some guy out there who created it because he had them and he broke the stock ones. Even the reviewers were talking about breaking the freaking prop guards on the stock ones, which is why I had ordered some, although I ordered the wrong size. Anyways, this thing,
Looks like buying none.
you could see that move, that squeezes. This, it don't really squeeze.
Mm.
Please don't squeeze the prop guard.
Yeah. Please don't squeeze the props guard. So, anyways, yeah, I gotta get those put on that little cine log, and then I can fly the hell out of that thing and crash the hell out of that thing with the 3D printed one.
Is it still raining
you're
down
putting-
there, Rod?
No, that cleared up. Yeah, last night.
Oh,
Be right back. Gonna make me a cup of coffee, see if it wake me up.
okay.
I didn't think it was gonna clear because it was moving kind of slow Friday into Saturday, but
Yeah.
from Saturday night, I don't know, it must have been the center of it was maybe 100 miles plus off the western shore. By Sunday morning, the thing was up in South Carolina. It just shot off. I presume because it got picked up by the low pressure that came by you guys, Paul, and dropped rain and snow and all that crap around you guys. That storm picked it up and just pulled it, and it just launched itself up the East Coast after that. Anyways, I'm gonna change those prop guards. I like that drone. That thing is freaking fast compared to my Flywoo. But it eats the batteries. Ooh, does it eat the battery in a hurry?
Does it give you good indications of the battery level, or does it all of a sudden go to?
Oh no, you see the battery level of the goggles. So
Yeah, but what I'm wondering is does it seem like it's rendering at about the same rate? Because I know that some of the drones, when it gets to 30%, it's really 10%. You know.
yeah, the lipos work kind of strange on FPV drones because your current voltage, let's say you're getting on the thing, your voltage is gonna drop, and then when you get off and ease up on it, the voltage is gonna come back up.
Right.
So the idea is to not drop it too low. It's kind of a balancing act. Kind of depends on how hard you're flying it as to when you land. I've been landing 3.6 volts. I mean, you could go down to 3.4. You go too low though, the O3 air unit will kick out and the drone will just fall out of the sky. I saw one reviewer do that. His drone just went bloop and fell out. He was only like 3 feet off the ground, so it didn't matter. But
Well, isn't that what TJ did one time? Didn't he say, "Well, I just want to go check this," and then he said, and then I went over here, and
I don't think that was that drone's problem. The battery could have popped out of that drone, and that's why it ended up in the water. That I would believe. I don't think it ran out of power. I don't think it ran out of battery. Even at that percentage, I don't blame him. I probably would have flown it too. Until you get down to like 15% battery, whatever.
Lance is back.
I'm back.
Yep.
I had some guy check my gas line. I had a hot water tank replaced, and they finally came to inspect it. So all is good.
Good.
But the Cinelog that these prop cards are for has 5,500 kVA motors, and the Cine Race, my Flywoo, which has got big 1-inch sort of side prop guards on it, that one's only like 4,800.
Oh, what do you got there?
That's my Marine Corps cup I had made.
Ah,
Nice.
nice.
Should say go Navy.
I was making those and selling them on eBay, and the Marine Corps came out and told me I had to stop because of that right there. Because of that emblem I was putting on it.
No, I'm not surprised.
Said, nope, stop.
You're not an authorized dealer.
Well, they weren't getting their cut. That's what.
Yeah,
Mm.
That's
exactly.
all it is. I still make them. I give them to people.
Anyways,
Yeah, but
Paul,
you're
that
not
one with
selling
the
them, so it don't matter.
higher KV, which is the one that I got the prop guards for, that thing will burn the battery. I'm doing good if I get 2 minutes out of it.
Oh, really?
That thing will just
Suck
eat the
it dry.
batteries. It'll suck it dry in a hurry because that thing's just whizzing. The
Any
other
way
drone,
to double up on the battery?
the other drone gives me 3 minutes. You could put bigger in. The problem is the bigger you go, the more weight you get. So it's kind of a, do you actually gain? How much do you actually gain because you're gaining weight?
Mm.
So I have some 850s instead of the 650s. It doesn't seem to make that much of a flight time difference with that particular drone. That drone just seems to eat them. But then again, when I take off with that drone, by the time I'm doing the left-hand turn to go around the front of my house, the thing's probably doing 30 mile an hour. That thing is got some get up and go to it. The Cine race is not bad, but it's not.
There they are.
It's not quite as fast. It's not quite as fast as that drone.
Jonathan Jackson said that TJ in that incident was flying a swollen battery.
Yeah, that's what I think too, Jonathan. It probably popped out. It probably popped out and dropped the drone in the water. It's probably what
Yeah,
happened.
swollen batteries are bad.
If you're gonna do it, don't do it over water. At least you can fly the drone if it does fall out of the sky. Then,
Unless you're doing it over water so you can get your insurance money.
well, I guess there is a point. There is a point to that, Joe. Thanks. This is how you can take advantage of your insurance.
Well, I had that Air 2S, and like I said, I was debating, and I'll be honest with you, I was debating, I put that battery on, hit the lighthouse to see if I could get back to the lighthouse and back. It was giving me the full time, but it was swollen. When I get back, it wasn't popping out or nothing, but it still had that little rocking chair going. And I figured, well, if it comes out over the, and in the last 3 times I flew it, I was doing screen recordings just in case.
Get a big strap and just strap it in. Strap it in.
I thought about
As a
putting a piece of Velcro around it.
Yeah. You know, that self-locking Velcro strap around it.
Right.
Yeah, one of the FPV battery straps, something like that. You'd need a pretty big one, but it'd work fine.
But like I said, when you look at the air data, it didn't show anything wrong with the battery.
Mm-hmm. That just means its electrical was working fine. Doesn't mean that the physical was necessarily correct.
Well, it's sitting in the back right now in a LiPo bag. So I'm about to sit it in a bucket of salt water. Because I have 5 batteries right now. And that one had, I mean, if you put it down, it goes.
Oh
rocks.
yeah. I had some of those.
The
I got rid of. Got rid of.
I've
them.
got 2 of them that have a little wobble in them. I mean,
Those are
very
okay.
little wobble.
Yeah, those are.
But then I have 3 of them that are perfectly flat.
Just means keep an eye on the 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually charge them up tonight. Make sure everything's charged up tonight, because the Air 2S should be here tomorrow, and I want to fly it Wednesday night
Cool.
or tomorrow night. I might do it tomorrow night. Depends on the weather. I want to go get those Christmas lights over at Coop Drive, and then I want to have it to do the parade that got canceled, the Christmas parade, boat parade on Saturday now.
I should go do the Christmas lights down the street for me to send that to Johnny. Let's
Yeah,
see
they
here.
are.
Yeah,
Let's see what UAV.
if I get them done
forecast is.
tomorrow, I'll have them for the show.
I don't know. UAV forecast says it's 5 mile an hour winds with 12 mile an hour gusts right now. And looking at the tops of the 30+ foot tall palm trees, I don't think that's accurate. It's actually a lot less than that right at the moment. I could have flown.
I had trouble with UAV forecast underestimating the number.
Yeah,
it was
wind is hard to, I think wind is really
uh,
hard to get right.
12 kilometers. It was like,
Anyone want to try a lucky dip in my sporty bag?
You
What?
give, you're giving a paper bag away?
No,
Yeah.
I said, anyone like to try a lucky dip in my party bag?
what's in
Party
there?
bag.
You have
What's
a potty
that?
bag?
That's a month's medication.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, half of it. The rest of it's in the other room.
Huh.
What the hell's this one?
Jesus.
Ooh, clonazepam. Yay.
Yeah. You got any spares?
It's quite funny because I take these to stop my seizures.
Yeah.
The other one actually say may cause seizures. May cause seizures?
Right.
Wow.
So I take
I'm
one to
looking-
stop them and one to give them.
Right.
I'm looking on a site called Printables. And I typed in Avada. And this thing has actually the Avada motor covers. You could print. It's got Avada adaptation props.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
saw
know if
the motor
Wow.
props early on. The motor props early on, there was like a red set that you could get.
It's got a shark fin to go on top. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I just want the LED bumpers. Joe Fodolito had a guy make them to put on his drone.
Yeah, that looks kind of cool. But you know, if you think about it, only the people that are hassling us can see it because we've got our goggles on.
Right.
Mhm.
You know,
and-
I want it just so that somebody can see when they're chasing me.
yeah, exactly. When I play tag with my buddy, it's hard to, and he goes so fast all the time. It's like, slow down, Kip. You don't need to race out of here. I want to film you as you fly.
Is he motion controller or
He's
or
motion
manual?
controller, but he's probably in sport, and I hadn't flipped mine to sport yet, and I'm still in normal, and he's racing. Yeah, but we'll get it.
I'd chase him down because I only fly in sport mode with the motion controller.
Yeah, I just put I had my OGs on, the OG props on until about a week ago, and I finally got and I'm not sure. I think you were talking about it, or someone was. I've got the four.
The
I've got
four,
the four
yeah.
prop, and I
The
like
four's
them.
not bad. The four's not
Yeah.
bad at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
Joe was
seems
saying he had the
quieter.
four.
I have the 3 and the 4. I just put the 4 on, and I'm liking the 4. It's quieter than the 5, and they say it's quieter than the 3, but not a lot, right? I mean, it's it's not
One half
significant.
dozen
Yeah.
the other, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had the 4 on and I switched back to the 3.
3.
And
Yeah.
I like the 3. It just seems like it gives me a little more control.
that's what they say. Yeah, and the 4, I hope they don't make it a lighter, smaller Avata, because this is too light as it is. I mean, any wind, or I'll be flying underneath a garage, inside
It's like a wind tunnel.
Yeah, and as soon as you hit the open air, it just drifts. I mean, it'll roll one way or the other.
If Maddie was hinting correctly, it's going to be something like this. So this is the Emax Baby Hawk, which is sub 250 open prop.
And I don't like the open prop either.
The open
I
prop
don't like-
means you can fly in the wind and not be impacted by the wind.
Oh,
hardly
is
at
that
all.
right? Okay.
Yeah. The thing that's impacting the wind is the prop guards. Any Cinewhoop is going to be impacted because of the prop guards.
And the
But it will be whatever the next one is going to be sub 250.
and it's the reason I like the Avata is I can crash it and not have to pay for it to send it in and get it fixed.
Hmm.
My buddy, I mean, literally probably ran into a brick wall at 20 miles an hour. The battery popped out and his drone was fine. battery was ruined. It got a big old huge dent in it, but other than that, the bird
This
still
one-
flew.
This one would probably survive that, by the way. Even in this configuration. It's carbon fiber.
And
About the worst you're gonna do is maybe bend a prop. Great. Pull the
How about
prop
the
off, put a new prop on
No.
it and keep going.
how about the camera? Is it protected?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. But if it flies like this, right? That
Hmm.
camera is a little more exposed than just that little guard and down below, right? Correct?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's any worse than the Avata, to be honest.
Okay.
I've smacked that Avata straight on into crap, and I'd be hit it dead on into the camera. So,
Yeah.
good thing I had the. In fact, I got to look at the ND filter on there. Who was it was telling me? I think it was Ken. He's like, your ND filter's cracked, and they're like, oh yeah, because I hit something like dead on.
Yeah.
So even with all that protection that they have on there, it is 100% possible to hit that camera on the Avata still.
Yeah. Yeah. So his ND filter cracked. His battery flew off. He didn't have the battery strap on.
Sure.
Battery flew off and dented the battery. So there's $120.
Mm-hmm.
129.
And then the of course the filter, but his camera was fine, his drone was fine.
Oh yeah, it'd take a
Fine.
beating. It'd
Yeah.
take a beating.
Stop fighting with him.
The FPV drones would take a beating too. Usually it's just a prop.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is changing a prop. Okay, whatever. Literally the props are like $3 for an
Yeah.
entire set for the FPVs. So it's like whatever.
Now, have y'all seen the new app that came out? We have a
Mm-mm.
new app that came out, how we do the air control, which is a loft air control. Now they've come out, they're partnering with Pilot Institute.
Mm.
Oh,
It's called
interesting.
Air Aware. And it's like a loft, it's like air control, but it's called Air Aware.
What's it cost?
Nothing.
And have you used it yet?
I've got it now, and what it does when you pull it up, it says Pilot Institute presents Air Aware. It's updating airspace, and it tells me it looks just like the loft. Looks just like it,
Okay.
or the air control.
Yeah, they licensed it.
This device will restart twice.
I'm gonna show you his rec if I can find it here. Dun, 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 dun.
In fact, Lance, my last wreck, even those stupid little bars from Start RC wouldn't have helped me.
Oh, is that right?
It was the corner of a 4x4, straight smack on face first. And there's no way those bars aren't long enough for
Oh,
the
wow.
corner of something like that. So even though those bars are there,
Yeah.
they're great, but they ain't gonna keep you from everything.
Yeah. So this isn't the crash, but this is one of his crashes. So we're flying through these small gaps when we play that again. So I get through, he doesn't get through and he crashes. And it's that nice soft rubber.
Yeah,
it lands
exactly.
on. But
No, it's great.
But he hits this wall right here about 20 miles an hour. And I'll find that one for you. And it bounces off and comes back down here. And I had my Osmo sitting here on a tripod and I filmed that. So let me look for that and I'll share when I find it.
Yeah, when Brad Austin was with me after the South Florida drone meetup Easter weekend, I zigged when I should have zagged, and I smacked mine off of side of a freaking palm tree. It ejected the battery and stuff. We found everything. It all worked afterwards.
And you know how thin, Joe, you know this, and you too, Rod, but how thin a goalpost is, right? The actual pole, it's what, 3 inches, right? And
Yeah,
you're-
it's a good 3 inches at least.
and you're flying out in the middle of the football field. He hits the thing straight on. It's like, how you can do that again in a million years. You could
He
not.
could have done it if he tried.
Yeah. And it took us 15 minutes. It ejected his battery as well. It took us 15 minutes to find the battery because it was just starting to get dusk.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
we were out looking, the battery ejected and we were looking for it. We found it, but
Yeah, I should probably get the little clip. I have the Start RCs. I haven't put them on yet, but I'm not flying the Avata nearly as much. So I get the real FPV drones for that. And actually, 3 out of the 4 FPV drones I have are all sub 250.
Hmm.
So I'm sure DJI will probably do a sub 250. The only question is, are they going to do a Cinewhoop or are they going to do a small open prop?
Hmm.
If their lawyers are involved, they'll do a Cinewhoop.
but that sucker will be so unstable.
Yeah, you just won't fly it in as high of winds.
And
But
in
because
Florida,
it's smaller,
in Florida, that means never.
oh, hell no. In the summer, we're great. Spring is when we get windy, but you can still fly some. I'd almost rather that they do a little teeny tiny kind of thing. As small as they can freaking make it. They're just making it an indoor drone. I'm not sure I'm gonna like what they're doing to the goggles, but I don't know. We'll see. John Coopy seemed to have about the same opinion I did of the cameras on the front of the goggles.
Okay, so this little white light right here is his drone, I believe. Let's hit play and see. No, it's that one. There we go. So here he comes, and here smacks it
Whap.
dead. and there's, I think, is his battery. No, that's one of his lights that he has on.
Yeah, the light came off.
Yeah, boom. And we couldn't find the battery. The battery ended up ejecting over here somewhere. But yeah, it's right there. I circled it.
Yeah.
It's right down there.
That took a while to find.
Yeah, because we were looking here and it was right there. We didn't, so it ejected quite a ways, but this is the first I just met this guy. He's really a nice guy. His name's Kip Gardner. And we're supposed to fly tonight, but he's got a family member that's pretty sick, so he's not gonna be able to make it. But this is our very first flight together, and I said, I'll follow you, and he comes back and whack right into the goalpost.
He couldn't have done that if he was aiming for it. If he was aiming for it, he would have missed it.
I know.
Yeah.
And then I'll show you one more of his crashes. He likes to crash. You haven't noticed.
So now Ken Heron's gonna have to say goalpost or dicks, huh? Like he says, trees are dicks.
Yeah,
Goalposts are dicks.
Exactly.
They reach out and grab you.
And I'll show you the wall that he hit here. Let me find that.
Yeah, that palm tree I hit. I was probably doing 25. I was zipping pretty good.
Oh, are you JDS? You're loving that tablet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Freaking app on that thing to run it.
But no, to your point, Lance, the great part about the Avata is it is bloody durable. Unlike the original FPV.
Yes, it is. I can't find the other one. I know I have it posted.
What's up, JDS?
Yeah, I found something interesting with
Yeah.
that app just now. I went to the new app, let me get it up to make sure I got the names right. Yeah, it's called Air Aware, and when you pull it up, it says Air Pilot Institute presents Air Aware. Powered by Aloft AI. That's what it is. And when you go in there, it's just showing your airspace. When you go to the three little lines, it says about Pilot Institute, about Aloft, and it says get get link approval. So when you press get link approval, it kicks you back over to Aloft.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it switches the apps on you until air control. You go to air control then. So they're combined basically. So I don't know what the difference is. Just
Aloft,
Pilot Institute getting the name on it.
yeah, pretty much. Aloft is trying to monetize that, which is fine. Companies do that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we'll sell you ours and reband it, right? Look at what the hell's that one who
What's up,
Hubson
Max?
that Hubson makes that is advertised here in the US that's not as Hubson in the US. It's
XO.
yeah, that Exo drones,
Yep.
which is nothing more than a Hubs. It's same sort of thing. That goes on in apps too.
Just rebranded. Same drones.
Yeah, branded.
Yep. What they're doing.
It's because they
Max
got such a bad
5420.
rep.
No, Aloft wants to be more of a service provider to other people. So that's why they're doing what they're doing.
No, I'm talking about Hubson.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they rebranded because they got such a bad reputation. And well, their drones were fine. It's just that they could never get the cameras to work properly. The drones themselves were good drones. Just said every drone they came out with had that same camera, that horizon tilt issue. They could never get it under control. Just have one sweatshirt, Max. I actually don't have a lot because you don't get a lot of time in Florida to get to wear your sweatshirts. So I don't really have a big collection of them.
It's like Louisiana, you don't either.
Get a few months out of the year where you get to wear your hoodies. That's about it.
degrees.
Now we're 62 right now. Tonight we're going to be 38.
Yeah, it's supposed to get cool here tomorrow morning. It's supposed to be right
Yeah.
around 40, but with the wind 30s. But we're not gonna be near freezing, so
And the next day we're going to be down to 31. So
ooh.
it's going to be like 52 to 31.
Shit.
They said we
But
were
we're going
gonna
to get a
start
couple
warming
of
up.
days in the middle of the week.
Yeah, they said we were gonna start warming up Wednesday. That Tuesday morning was gonna be it for the week for us. The coldest day, and then start warming up from there.
And then we got rain coming in Saturday, lasting through Tuesday. I don't like that pattern.
Look at the
Question.
weather till the 27th, and it looks like the highest was on the 26th, supposed to be 75 as a high.
Yay.
Showing all like low 70s, high 60s.
And my son and his wife, they're driving down on the 27th. And they're going to be, he leaves on the 4th, I think it is, to go back. He's flying back, they're driving down. But she's staying here until February because they're getting married in February here again with all the family. So
You
she's
said
going to be down planning, making sure everything's right. And
you
he's going
said
back.
3 days, Joe, of rain.
We're supposed to get 3 days of rain. That's what they're saying.
We're gonna get like 6 Sunday through next Friday. It's like 50% chance of rain every day.
Yeah, because it's like Saturday through Monday, and then it's going to ease up on Tuesday. So everything that's going to you is probably going to build up and keep going.
Mm.
JDS.
Looks like we're gonna get rain all week next week. That sucks because I'm on vacation. I'm gonna go fly.
I know the same feeling.
Let me look at Lauderdale. Maybe I'll go down to Maddie's and TJ's and go down there and fly. I did that the one day. I drove south until I got away from the rain, and that's where I flew.
Well, that's a good sound. I just realized I haven't heard water drip for about 4 hours. So he might have found it.
Lauderdale is not much better. They're not getting rain on Sunday, but Christmas through Friday, about 50% chance of rain even for Lauderdale. Shit, that means most of the Florida Peninsula is gonna, I don't know. Hopefully it's more like our summer rain where it rains for like 2-3 hours in the afternoon and then goes away. I could deal with that because I can fly in between.
Sounds great.
The winds are up, to Lance's point. They're predicting in around 15 mile an hour, which is kind of breezy for Florida. But as we were talking about, that could be hit or miss.
Yeah, when I was flying back in October, when I was flying, it was let's see, October. Yeah, it was October. The right before Halloween, that Sunday, I was flying to Nevada out. There was an open area in the park, and the winds were about 15. And I could feel a little bit of drift with it, but we were getting gusts coming through. When I felt the gust, I could see it kind of move a little, just drift. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
I tried to fly through a little area where they had some bathrooms and a couple of walls. And I looked at it, and I'm going towards it, and I'm going about 30 miles an hour. And I'm saying, I don't need to go in there because I've been through that already. I said, hey, I want to go through it. No, I'm not going to do it. Let me do it. Like that. So I started going through it, and that sucker clipped the pole. As soon as it got in there, it caught that wind. And it just drifted a little bit to the left, touched the pole. And I did not move my hand or anything because it was stable. And all of a sudden, it must have just read something or tilted in the right direction. And that thing did a complete 360 and went head on into that concrete wall. Boy, I said, you got to be kidding me.
So you needed the wind to be on the other side so that when you went through there was no wind where you were going through.
Right. If I'd have been coming my way, it might have made a difference.
Yeah.
Just the opposite direction. But that was the one that has the gimbal guards that stick out. And when I got over there, they were completely laid back flat.
Good thing you had them on.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Although, depending on how flat the drone was, if the drone wasn't tilted too far forward when that happened, you would have probably broken the prop guards. Because I've broken the prop guard. Because it probably would have hit the prop guards first.
Right.
And those aren't bad to change. I've changed them. I have 2 extra sets, in fact.
Yeah, it doesn't look hard.
It's not.
They've even on this what's it called? Printables. They got prop guards for the Ovada.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So you could print them.
I don't know how you would make them any stronger than what they are.
I'd rather just buy them.
Oh yeah, they're only $29.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have 2 of them sitting in my closet because I broke one and I ordered spares. Figured I'd break one again. Haven't done it, broke it again yet.
How many Avata batteries do you have?
5.
Okay. When you can only do 4 at a time, and when you stand them up, if you happen to touch them, they fall over. Everything else. They've got a Avata battery charging dock.
Oh, to hold it.
Where it's like a holder, and what it does, it has has the 4 spaces, and the batteries should sit there in the dock so they don't fall over.
Yeah,
So I will be having one of those.
I just kind of lay it down. It works.
I lay it down, but it's so hard. They're so hard to unplug.
No,
Oh, I
they
hate
are
that.
that. No
Don't-
matter
don't
which
hate
way
that.
no matter which way they're sitting,
I
you
know.
have to wiggle those damn plugs to get them out. They're in there good, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm definitely making this.
There you go.
Show us a
Have at it.
picture.
Well, it's on a different computer, so I'll send it to Justin.
Okay.
Get Justin involved.
Mm.
Yeah, make him useful.
Yep.
Instead of everyone asking him about music last night, he had no clue. Who's Three Dog Night?
Yeah.
Who's Rush? There's a group called Yes. I didn't know that.
No idea what they were talking about.
I'm just giving you a bad time, dude.
I bet he knows Judas Priest.
I bet he doesn't. The guy's
He didn't know the
guy's
other ones.
12.
You're right. He's
The guy's 12. He doesn't know the 70s music. The rest of us would here.
Yeah, I just sent it to you. I need to make mine in red, white, and blue for USA Drone Flyer.
Randy 6S 1300s on my Nazgul. Yeah, that's cute.
Justin, let me know when you share it so I can. Oh, you did. Okay.
He did. Yeah.
So
It's cute.
you set that in. Okay, I see. Can you make it bigger?
That's as big as I can make it.
Just means they won't fall over when you stand them on end like that. That's all.
Yeah, right. So this is just kind of like a case. It's not a charger
It's
at
like
all.
a little stand, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a stand to hold
And
it
is
up.
that a 3D print?
It's a 3D print.
Mm. There's no battery charging circuitry there.
Is that on Thingiverse? Where did you find that?
That was on
Printable.
printables.
Printables?
Yeah.
Right, and the battery charging hub goes through those little loops.
Just remember, Joe, when you start printing, when you go on Thingiverse, you have to be like super precise on what you're looking for in their search engine. Otherwise, it's going to say they don't have it, but it's there.
Right.
Because it's not like Google where you can kind of put in just, oh, battery holder, and it'll just bring up a whole generalization. It wants like specific detail words on what you're looking for, because it can be kind of a bitch to search in there sometimes.
And the 3D printer I have coming, you take that file and put it into it comes up a little area. You put it into the little area, and it reads it and goes through it. You don't have to do anything. It's all automatic. So it'll slice it and figure out how to cut it and do it, and then it'll say, "Okay, ready to go." So that might be my first print, just to see what it looks like. Because that'd be pretty cool.
Medium speed. Don't print fast. The fast prints seem to have lots of failures.
I'm gonna ask Johnny what he's printing, how he's printing, because they're talking about even Billy Kyle said he had one issue right off the bat with it. He was doing like it was some design. He came out the next morning, it was in 3 different pieces. And he said, and he reloaded it and did it again, and he hasn't had issues since.
Could always do Benchy as your first. Everybody seems to print Benchy.
Yeah. But I went looking through at Christmas ornaments because Victoria, my daughter-in-law, She is a Harry Potter fan and Slytherin. That's what she likes. And I found a Slytherin mug. So I'm going to see if I can get that thing made up and give it to her for Christmas. But give me some time to make it. And they had the little ornaments for the tree, all the different category, all the different groups. So I may give her a little set like that. Like I needed to get into something else.
Hey, wait till we all have the Star Trek replicator.
Mm.
I just want one of those the machines they went back and forth with transporters. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, so we don't need airplanes? Yeah, would agree.
Yeah.
But I want one of those point and clicks. That if I see a girl walking around the street, I could just point at her, click on it, and she winds up at my house.
That's what the holodeck's for.
And that'd be kind of cool. I'll be able to say, let me go transport myself over to my sister's restaurant 50 miles away. And I eat and then I transport myself back. That'd be cool.
Mm.
The roads would be a whole lot clearer, wouldn't they?
Mm. Not yet.
I'll flip the news on and watch the weather in a minute to see what they're going to do because the weather girl is totally hot.
Mm.
We got Hannah today.
Sounds
When
good.
Hannah's on, I watch the news all day.
Yeah, I would too.
See, the thing is, I know most of these people for doing press work, and I'll catch some of the reporters, and all of them right now at Channel 8, Fox 8, are probably in their late to mid 20s. So they're all kind of young.
Mhm.
And I'll get out there, and as soon as I see them, I go cut up with them. I go make my presence known. I walk up and say, "Hey, baby, what you doing?"
Should come to Daytona in the spring when they're holding the cheerleading competition. You can go to the nightclub and hang out, and there's all these 19, 20-year-olds.
Well,
And they're going up and down, and they're going up and down, and they're going up and down the sidewalk as they walk around the hotels and stuff.
Y'all got me for another 30 minutes. I got pictures at 6 o'clock. I just realized it.
You got what?
I gotta go. I got about 40 minutes. I gotta go over to my daughter and shoot my granddaughter's Christmas pictures at 6 o'clock. I forgot about it.
Sounds like fun.
Well, in front of the Christmas tree, all natural light. I'm doing it quick. Bring a little Lume Cube just to give me a little fill-in light.
I'm gonna take Christmas lights at the big Christmas neighborhood in about an hour. It'll be dark in an hour. Hour and a half.
Yeah, I forgot all about it till the thing just reminded me. Oh. Oh, the world is changing. Lord.
Mm.
They just said the Pope approves blessings for same-sex couples.
God, I just hate them politics. It's on the news here in Detroit. A suburb of Detroit is just renaming a historic street Gaza Avenue.
Wow.
Just the world just going wacko.
Mhm.
Yeah, about it. Most of our suburbs and streets and other things are getting renamed for our First Nations people, the Indigenous people here.
The question is, Dominic, do you think anything had changed? Because they did.
No, they've been changing them for probably 15, 20 years now. Most of our landmarks have been renamed.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. In a billion years, the Earth's going to be inside the sun, and none of this will matter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the statement is the church teaching on marriage has not changed. The document specifically states that it's asking for a blessing. It is the couple that is blessed, not their union. This declaration approves this teaching while allowing effort to accompany people in irregular relationships. I recognize each need. Wow. I have a topic for Christmas Day with my brother. That's why I made a copy. He's Catholic, and he and I go at it about the Catholic Church. And I'm not knocking. I'm not. And if you're Catholic, to take no offense from it, you know, it's like I pulled away because I believe in my Bible, his Bible. Mine's not a Catholic Bible; it's the same words, but it's just the traditions that bother me in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I'd agree.
The ironic part of it is, and this is something I tell everybody, if you look around the world, take all the religions, they pretty much agree on about 80% of the stuff. So why do we have to argue? Why do we have to argue about that last 20%? I don't get.
That's 20% of what causes wars.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I'm like, can't we just sit around and agree that we agree on 80% of the stuff and be
Sit
happy?
around.
Right.
Peace pipe, I reckon. The only way.
Seriously.
Problem.
I don't know. I don't really agree with any of it. I think it's all bullshit. That's just my opinion. And don't
Yeah.
take offense, like Joe said.
Yeah, it's
But
all
my
bullshit.
opinion.
Well, if I brought that up, it caused a big fight Christmas Day, so that ain't never gonna happen. But it may happen one day. That's why I got it on my picture.
Mm.
But it's like I said, I went to the baptism at the Catholic Church for my granddaughter, and my ex actually hit me in the side, said shh, like that, because she knew I was going to say that's wrong. You know, just part of the tradition when they were baptized, and the deacon said his exact words were, "You're baptized in water and in the Spirit for your salvation." And when he said that, I went, because they're taking the water out of context. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you a funny story about the Catholic Church. About 20 years ago, I'm sitting in the Catholic Church, going to church with my kids, and And for some reason, we were in the crying room. One of them was acting up. So I said, come on. And they were all young. Youngest was about 3. And he was actually about 5. And we're sitting in the thing, and I had made a whole bunch of money that week, extra money with eBay. And I'm sitting there, and I got all this money in my pocket, and they're getting ready to pass around for the offering. And I take a $20 bill, and I'm gonna throw a $20 bill in it. And I'm sitting there, and things are getting everything's going on. It's not that noisy, and it's kind of quiet. And as I'm getting ready as they come in to take the offering, I heard in the clearest voice, "Do not give that 20, give 100." I heard that. I mean, this was like somebody talking to him. He was like, "You need to give 100." And I actually said, "But I don't want to give 100." And Nick looked over at me, and I went, "Did I say that out loud?" And he said, "Yeah, you said that out loud." So everybody turned around and looked at me. So I just reached in my pocket, took 100 out and stuck it in. But that was kind of a defining moment. I don't want to give 100. But guess what? 100 was given.
So what's everybody's plans for the week? Is the weather gonna switch and up enough to be able to do anything, or are we in this up and down, up and down, up and down?
Well, I'm having the
Yeah.
same problem.
60 and sunny here.
Tomorrow?
Yeah,
Yep.
other than the wind, I'll be good
I'm in the
till Saturday.
Boy, it looked terrible, that Charlotte, that Carolina football game. On
Oh, I can't imagine playing in that weather that blowed by us.
Heck.
I could understand why nobody went. That was crappy weather.
Was it
Damp,
empty? Were
wet,
they
and
empty?
cold.
Empty seats? I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, like almost the entire stadium.
Wow.
I didn't get to see it.
The
just
stadium
looked at-
was the stadium was pretty empty. And as in like
Wow.
And it was
90%,
raining pretty
99%
hard.
empty.
Yeah, I saw
was-
the Buffalo
It was raining pretty
Buffalo
hard too.
game.
Right?
Yeah, and
Buffalo, Dallas.
who wants to go watch the worst team in the NFL in the worst weather?
And they pull off the win.
Apparently nobody.
Now hold on a minute. I used to go watch the Saints in the beginning, and my
Yeah.
cousin and I went up there, and we was so cold. We smuggled in hot chocolate, and we were sitting in the top of Tulane Stadium. This is the old Sugar Bowl Stadium,
Oh God,
we had a
way
blanket.
back when.
and we were like all the way to the top, and there was like 10 people on that top row. That was it. I mean, that whole half of that stadium, and they threw the pictures. They had us on the camera. Something happened where the Saints made a touchdown. We got up and we were doing the wave, just the two of us, and they had us on film. And then we bundled up again.
Archie Manning and Tom Dempsey.
Tom
Yeah.
Dempsey, Danny Abramovich, Archie Manning, Joe Gilliam. Well,
That sounds awfully like our Saints over here.
yeah.
So it must be something to do with the name. Any football team named the Saints, they just
So-
don't do anything.
So I got something for Dominic. I just looked at the tracking on my Air 2S. Guess where it's at? New Orleans. So it's
Closer.
right across the lake. So it'll be here tomorrow morning.
Mm.
It had to have come in through, it left Dallas today, so it had to been flown in.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Did we hit a tree?
No.
Oh, we hit a car?
Tried to fly
Really?
through it.
We went through the car.
There you go.
There you
Yes.
go.
That
Nice
guy
one.
came after me. He started swinging at me.
Yeah, it wasn't that he had permission to do that.
No,
Ah.
actually, that was me. That was me in the front seat.
I guess the wind wasn't blowing that day.
No, wind wasn't blowing that day.
Well, Max did that with two girls. He was flying around, and two girls were sitting in the car. He flew up there, and they said fly through, and he flew through, and they had a kick out of it. Chuck,
Hey, Chuck,
Cheers.
Ivada.
about
Avada too soon, maybe.
Yeah.
Avanox.
Ivada, yeah,
Avanox.
there you go.
Oh,
if
Dose.
they have 04
Ivada
and I get
dose.
Yeah, not for me. Maybe you guys. Kind of like Mini 4 Pro. I skipped that one too.
Yeah, and
And
I
skip-
skipped the Air
No,
3
he's
as well.
Yeah, Air 3 is unnecessary too. I mean,
The Mavic 5.
there you go.
You know what I want, Chuck? I want the Air 2 or the Air 2S because I want the Insta camera strapped onto the side. You know,
That
little
thing is
contraption.
cool. The
It is.
sphere is
I
is
have it.
cool.
I have it. I have the
Who's
sphere.
who's you?
Yeah,
I
give
didn't. Who is that? Joe?
Hot rod. Hot rod.
Rod,
I got
man.
it.
Rod's,
I've got
Rod
the
has
sphere.
it.
Yeah.
That
I
is
have
Okay,
so
the
well-
sphere.
cool.
But it's kind of, I don't know, it's nichey. It's like everything else I buy from Insta360. The stuff is really cool, but I don't get a lot of use out of it because it's nichey. So
Yeah, we
I
concur.
really, this thing will get me a lot of miles, this bad boy. I mean, that's just how it is for me. But yeah, the sphere gets some pretty interesting shots because you clamp it on there, you still have your regular rod, you still have your regular camera going, and then you have that thing going
Yeah.
too, so you can mix it
Yeah.
up.
You know who does a good job of editing that is Alex Escargot.
Cargo,
Yeah,
escargot,
isn't
like
that his
Mr.
last name?
Furley from
Okay.
Three's Company.
Alex Escargot. What's his last name?
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Escargot.
kidding.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Escarda.
Oh,
Escargot.
no.
Yeah, he does a
Yeah.
great job of editing his 360
Yeah.
footage.
Yeah,
He said escargot.
I play with 360 stuff, but it adds
Alex
so
the Snake.
much workflow at the end to do it the way I want to do it. So,
That app needs to work.
I've got to,
well,
I've
you
got to head
can.
out, fortunately.
Oh,
Later,
see,
Dominic.
Dom. Yeah,
Later,
well, for
Dominic.
me, I don't know
See you,
about you
Dom.
guys, but for me, I use the app, the 360 app, to get the stuff rendered, get it out, or basically get it exported, and then that's funky, really.
Isn't that funky? That's
Yeah,
with the
but it's-
360.
But again, it's a gimmicky shot. It's like, I mean,
It is.
you know what I mean? I mean, it's very like you can use it and like use it once and it's very cool. But if you beat it
Totally-
to death, it's going to be kind of like, okay, there
Totally
it is
agree.
again. But it
Totally
is
agree.
very cool. I mean, some of the things, the effects you can get certainly have good B-roll potential. But so Lance, what are you flying? If you didn't do the Air 3,
I fly the Mavic 3 and I fly the Avata. I have the Mavic 2 that I fly sometimes, but very rarely.
I have my Mavic 2 Pro, and the damn thing has an inch of dust on it, and it's grounded basically.
Yeah, but
I need to
but it
find
now
a hanger
has
for that.
but it now has it has RID on it, so or it can
Yeah,
get RID on
yeah,
it.
they updated it.
Oh.
So I'm gonna have to market mine. It
And-
needs somebody to fly it. It's not me.
And here's my Avata on top of, or here's my 360 on top of my Avata.
That's a
Just
hell of a
didn't-
payload on the Avata. It looks cool though.
Yeah, it's.
Did it make it kind of like Lance? Did it get kind of like a little wobbly?
It does. It gets a little wobbly, so you
Yeah,
have to
'cause
keep you have to keep moving.
Because that thing is already, it's already kind of top heavy. The way it is top heavy. You know, center of gravity is way up on that thing.
Yeah. So
It is fun to fly.
Yeah,
though. I love
it is
flying
pretty
Avata.
wobbly when he's sitting still, but when he gives it some gas, it's fine.
I know I'm using the 3-blade props from Master Air Screw and hovering over grass. It gets really, it
Mhm.
gets unhappy. Like prop wash throws it off or something. I don't know, but it gets weird. I haven't flown a Avata in a really long time. It's been months, honestly. Months. I don't think I've flown anything since October. Actually, no, I haven't. I haven't flown eight. I have flown nothing since October.
You bum.
I know. Well, I have other shit to do, just like, work and other stuff.
Really?
And yeah, I
You prefer
know.
work over flying?
Well, by the time I get out of work, it's pitch black out. Nevada's not exactly a good low. I mean, I see some good stuff out of this here, but that's because it's on the 360 camera. But yeah, dude, I just don't.
Nah, I get it.
It's just a depressing time of year. But we go the other way in like 3 days. 3 days we go. Clock starts going the other way. So we're almost
Yeah, but
almost
it's
to the
only
shortest day of the year.
seconds a day.
But it adds up, man.
Yeah.
Big picture. Nice Christmas tree down there.
Yeah, that's the Tacoma. They bring one in every year, kind of like New York City.
You should have used your Mavic 3 for that, man.
I did. So
Yeah?
I have one a little higher. So yeah, but
Okay.
I wanted to try this. I had my buddy with me.
It's a lot of
And
noise.
A lot of noise, and he's down here spotting me just to make sure that we don't get jumped. I don't want
It's a sketchy part of town.
Tacoma as sketchy as it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. And so you don't want to be out, without being able to see. I've got my goggles on and I've got Glenn helping me here.
That's good. Yeah, because it's really a bummer what's happened to the Pacific Northwest anyway.
Yeah.
Our country's in a shambles.
We were just talking about that as before you got
Did I
in.
miss it? Yeah,
You did.
it really is. And neither one of these numbskulls that are trying to like be nominated for the candidate for presidency are worth a shit. They both suck. They're both freaking dusty old and useless. And I say, fuck them both and find somebody younger. Seriously. I will not vote for either one of them. I refuse to vote for either one of them. Refuse.
I know one thing, Lance. Don't go near the freaking conference center.
Really? It's no fly zone or what?
No. The amount of freaking homeless people that are down there by the conference center.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Is in Seattle is fucking you can't walk down the sidewalk without having to step over them every time.
Remember, I was with Dustin in St. Louis and we were walking towards the arch, and I really wanted to pop Mini 3 Pro up closer to the arch and from a distance, but closer so I could fly from there to get to it, right? The old game. And we couldn't, we were walking and it was like flipping a light switch. Like all of a sudden it's like, yeah, we're not going. I looked at Dustin. I'm like, dude, we got to turn around, man. We don't fit in here anymore. It was like seriously flipping a light switch on. It was a tent city, and it just like, yeah, we need to just turn around and go back. And I'm sorry, I really wanted to film there, but I don't want to die over filming in St. Louis.
Yeah, it gets sketchy real fast in a lot of areas.
It did. It changed really quick. So that's why I did like a pullback shot. Like I flew Mini 3 Pro as far as I could between the buildings and did the pullback shot. And like, okay, that's good enough. And like, okay, I lived to do that.
And the park that is down that way too has all
Yeah.
the freaking gypsies hanging out.
Oh, it would have been. I really wanted the shot, but I didn't want to die
So,
over it. 'Cause, like,
it's a weird
lighting was
area down by
great.
the conference center downtown Seattle.
Jesus, dude, we were there and the lighting was great. The sky was great. It would have been so cool. And I just, nope, wasn't meant to be. So, never find a cop when you need one.
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump off because I gotta get ready and run over there and
Okay,
take
Joe.
those pictures real quick.
Go do your picks.
Okay, Joe.
I will
Have
see
fun.
you in the
Hey,
morning.
dude.
Okay, Joe. Thanks, buddy.
So I think, yeah, I'm good with the Mavic 3 stuff for now. I don't know what Mavic 4 is going to bring. They might do something to get the money out of my pocket, but it's going to take more work than normal because the stuff that they've sold us is so damn good that. Do you agree, Lance? Your Mavic
yeah.
3 it's no
Yeah.
slouch. I mean,
It's
outside of bragging rights of flying the newest bird, do you really give a shit? Because like the footage is great.
The footage is
Yeah.
awesome. The one thing I like about the Air 3 and the Pro, the 4, the Mini 4 Pro is
Yeah.
the OcuSync 4 is so much better as far as
The range is
communication.
the range is really, really good.
Yeah.
But
I mean, my
No, we
buddy
can
drops
write that off.
behind trees, so he'll fly out And then, as soon as I drop below trees, I'm worried.
done.
Yeah. He's
Yeah, yeah.
flying below trees and, no
I know,
issues at
it's
all. That's the
it's
only reason.
I know it's a good reason too, depending on where you're flying and what your use case is. And
Yeah.
Rod and I talk about use case all the time. That
You know the funny part,
that's
Lance?
big for a
What's
lot of
that?
people.
I've had that advantage for a really long time.
How?
With my Evo 2 Pro, I put an Alien Tech antenna, powered antenna on the receiver. That thing
Oh, yeah.
that thing will outrange OcuSync anything. I don't care. 02, 03, 04,
Well, I think that's all that
10. That
this
Alien
this
Tech will outrange it.
this is all DJI can do. They can't change the signal strength. The FCC only allows them so
Correct.
much. So it's all antenna technology that's improving things right now. It has to be all
There's-
antenna technology.
There's whatever 05 is going to be so negligible to 04 because they can't crank the wattage up. How many more antennas and how many more receivers can you throw at the problem and actually make a percentage difference at all?
Yeah, I don't know, but so far the gains have been pretty impressive. But I mean, Lance and I will suffer with I'll speak for Lance in saying that we will suffer with what we have, because what we have, we know how to fly them to keep them talking back to the remote control, and we'll just work with it. But man, if DJI does something, imagine this, Lance. Imagine if they come out with like the 4/3 sensor with like 2-time optical zoom or something, and a fixed f-stop, like a really good camera in there.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do then? Yeah, you're gonna have to have it probably. So
you know what my use case is? None of that will make a damn bit of
I know
difference.
you like the
I need
telelens.
optical.
I know
Like-
you like the fixed 3-time. That's what you like.
Long range because of the rocket launches. That's what that's what most interests me. Is
So what about if you could use a 2-time optical zoom with variable aperture and everything else, though? I mean, would that sway you? I mean, I realize it's 30% less.
Really?
Under the level of the building. And they said, tourist helicopters can't fly over the street.
They
Why
can
do
keep
I-
that 3x and do whatever they want to it. It's still not going to be
And
what I
they
need.
flew low over.
I need, if they put a 10x on something or higher, then I'd be good. I'll be honest, Chuck. I've actually thought about an MT30 or an M30.
Jesus,
Not the M30, not the M30T, just the M30.
Just you say just
Because it has the 160 telephoto. That's
Yeah.
digital out the 160. It's optical is like 16 or something like that. True optical.
Yeah, Max, we're not gonna. I think Max wrote a while ago, 5 minutes ago, it's like politics. No. I stopped quickly.
So anyways, I need something like that in the Mavic body.
I don't know.
That would catch my attention.
I honestly have no idea what they have up their sleeves, but usually DJI knows what it takes to get money out of my pocket. So
We've hit the point where you're going to
It's
start
diminishing
skipping
returns.
generations. You're going to start skipping
Yeah.
generations, just like phones and computers.
Yeah, well, I'm there with the minis because like my Mini 3 Pro is damn near good enough. I mean, like I
Mhm.
get it got me out of a really tight spot in Iceland because I effed up the Mavic 3, but I'll be damned, the Mini 3 Pro, man, it pulled the shit off. Okay, it doesn't have the, it just doesn't have it. It doesn't have the camera that the Mavic 3 has. The 4/3 sensor is just a billion times better, but
Yes.
pulled shit off. And for YouTube, it certainly pulled stuff off. But yeah, I don't
And
know what they're
it's
gonna
so
do.
portable. It is so portable.
Oh my God, we carry
take
two.
the Mini 3. Yeah.
And that's
two of
the
them.
point from a use case perspective, right? You need one mini drone. You need one sub 250 mini
At least, at
Mhm.
least.
camera drone, and whatever you pick above 250 doesn't matter, right? It could be the Mavic 3 or it could be the Air 3. Either one of those
Yeah.
for
Anything.
an over 250, either one of
Mhm.
those is perfectly fine.
And they both have different use cases. We could talk about this all day and all night. I mean, the Air 3 is a great drone because you have two cameras that are very different, but yet their color profiles are spot
Because it's the
on.
same sensor.
Yeah. So
Have
like
That's
you
the
guys flown-
advantage of that one.
Have
Both
you
of
guys
them are the
flown
same
with
sensor.
anyone with the Air 3?
I haven't.
It is so
Hmm.
quiet, Chuck. You wouldn't believe how quiet. it
Really?
is. It
Quieter than
is,
Mavic 3, huh?
quieter than the Mavic 3, quieter than the Mini 3 Pro, I think.
What?
Yeah, it is quiet. And
Because the
it
Mini
is
3
fast.
Pro is, I consider that to be my stealthiest drone. That thing's,
Yeah.
and it's so small, it doesn't freak people out.
Yeah. I have two guys that I fly with that have them, and it's like, what? It's in the air? I mean, it is
Jesus.
and it's so fast. I mean, they launch and they go, zzz, and it's gone.
Yeah, its ascend rate is really high. So like
Yeah.
that's I think a couple guys have pointed that out, that yeah, there's Jonathan now. He's like he's chiming in A3. Because like he'll tell you that it goes up and down. Its ascend rate is super fast.
And
That doesn't help me for my use, but
No.
And
but
the
getting it
funny-
in position though, it helps. I mean, you can get it up fast and get in position and save battery time because you only have so much battery.
And the Mavic 3 Pro is pretty fast too, but they could easily tweak that Mavic 3 Pro to be every bit as fast as the Air
Yeah,
3 going up.
that
and
will be
down.
Mavic 4
That's just them being
being them.
screwy.
Yeah, it's not like Mavic 3. The airframe is a great airframe. They just choose to keep it kind of,
Mhm.
throttled back because they
Which
want
is why we
us-
don't get the 9x6 cropped vertical like the Air 3 has.
Well, that you don't need that.
It-
You can crop
It'd
and
be a
post this.
it'd be a 4K vertical on that Micro Four Thirds.
Fuck it. It's just for shorts. Nobody cares about shorts, so that's the good news. The good news, nobody cares. So like quality on shorts.
So then why do
It's
they
not
keep
important.
giving it? So why do they keep giving it to you on the minis?
I don't know, because they can.
So it must be somewhat important. If it
Not
wasn't
important.
important at all, they wouldn't put it on there.
It's not important unless you want to film in 9x16 all the time. Again, I will tell you time and time again that I think it's better to film in 16:9 and crop because you can't go the other way. If you have the 16:9 footage, you have it.
No, agreed.
And just punch it in for a split or a short or whatever. It's fine.
But Chuck,
But
you know how many consumers out there don't know really how to edit anything?
most of them.
Yeah, exactly, because they don't really know about the drone laws either.
Well, that's
so-
okay. AI is going to save the day for them because now AI is going to come in and edit everything for them. They'll be superstars, and then anybody who knows how to edit, who's worked hard to learn, will be left in the dust because the human element, it's is what it is. So I have to come to terms with that. Like some lazy bastard's gonna come out with some shit video and let AI edit it all up for him. It's gonna look all sparkly and nice and stuff, and me, I'll be doing like 16 hours of editing to get something else that's similar. And all I can say is that I did it. Nobody cares. Only I care. Or you care. The creator cares.
Mhm.
But AI is getting crazy. Master shots.
And I spent about an hour just creating the frame and grabbing a Christmas tree and putting the footage I wanted in here and just still toying around with it. But you could probably get AI to do something like this as well. And
That looks great.
Was that one shot that you framed up, or did you?
so it's one
take
shot
multiple shots.
It's one shot that I framed up, but I may put a video
grid over
here. I may put a video here. I don't know yet, but right now it's just one video.
It's kind of
in-
cool. Just like
in a
looking through a
frame.
pane is cool.
Yeah, so I created the pane basically in Photoshop, brought it in, and I'm still I don't know what footage I'm going to put behind here, but here's my downtown Seattle shot that I'm just kind of toying with right now. And I started it this morning, and
Such a photogenic city.
I don't know
Like,
that
I've
I would.
seen-
I don't know that I would change it to separate videos. I'd just keep it kind of the way it is.
Oh, where's
Yeah,
the Space Needle? I know you're going over that way.
yeah, it's way over here still. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, the needle's away from all the sky rises.
But
it's-
have you seen Angel stuff, Lance? Where
Oh,
he's
yeah.
he's
We
been
fly
set
together.
back. Yeah, he's been set back so far. He gets some pretty
Yeah.
good shots.
So he flies way over here out into and I do too, but he
Yeah.
flies out here pointing back into the city, and you
Sure.
can get the needle. And then also he'll fly north of the needle. This is south of the needle, is where this is, just barely
Mm-hmm.
south, like half a mile. And it's southwest of the needle. And then and then we'll fly. We've flown Lake Union, which is North Seattle, and it's looking back toward these skyscrapers, and then the Needles in between. So that's kind of. But he lives 15 minutes from downtown. I live 40 minutes, so it's
Bringing her down.
takes me a little harder to. So anyway, I'm just toying around with that right now. I don't know what I'm gonna end up with, but
Nice.
having some fun with it. But people don't know that, hey, I had to create that frame in Photoshop. I had to bring it in. I had to make sure that it was
You put in a layer and cover
Yeah.
up stuff. And
exactly, and it was transparent so you'd see through it, and what else are you going to add, and think I added I added the text Merry Christmas in Photoshop, brought that in.
all on separate layers.
Well, it was all in one Photoshop layer, so I brought in a Photoshop file and then just made it a sequence.
Oh, okay. So one single layer, do it.
Yeah, a sequence. So then I could separate it if I want to. So I could move Merry Christmas anywhere I want to. I don't have to keep it in that one pane, or I can make it smaller if I wanted to as well, which I probably will. I just woke up this morning and started playing around with that.
I finally started messing with masking.
Yeah.
Try saying that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
But like,
And
because I had a lot of.
Use Photoshop and Premiere. Are those your
No, well,
go-tos?
I'm a DaVinci guy, but like,
Okay.
but you can mask. You can use masking to break your skyline, and
Okay.
then, and this
I
is
mean-
not new. It's just it's something I finally found. Like, I finally got to the point where like I've got to try this, because like I have some shots where the foreground looks great, the background is blown, and like what can I do to kind of reel it in? So I was playing with masking. Holy crap, man! It's like the green eggs and ham thing. Like, say, I
Yeah.
do like masking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was messing around with that. It's pretty cool. It takes time, but it's pretty cool what you can do with it. And DaVinci, I'm sure like Premiere Pro has pretty powerful tools in there. A lot of it is AI driven for that matter. And really helps you clean stuff up.
I may lean on you in a couple years on DaVinci. I'm sure it's not too different than Premiere, but as soon as I retire, I won't have Premiere.
I think we'll get it for freelance. Just dabble, just mess around with it on the side. But
Yeah.
the thing that's going to be a little okay, most of the editing, the magnetic timeline, you can turn it on and off in DaVinci. I'm sure you can turn it on and off in Premiere too. The stuff that's going to be different, markedly different, is going to be your graphics. So like I'm using nodes in DaVinci, and you're using what, vectors or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And if you can adapt to the fusion and nodes and stuff, that's really the only part that's going to be kind of weird. You'll adapt because like
Okay.
I don't have free Premiere either. My coworker had it my last gig, and I never got suckered into it. Almost did, because
Yeah.
it's super awesome. It's actually great. Great program. I just decided to do DaVinci, and then
And DaVinci's free. Is it still free?
the public version is still free, and then the studio version I think just went up a lot for that matter. I think is it $400 now? It used to be $3.
Is
It
it a
was $2.99. It
standalone?
was $2.99.
Yeah, but I
Is
think
it
it's
a-
$3.95 now or something.
Yeah, I think
dude.
you're right. I think it's $3.95 now.
Is
But
it a
now-
standalone and you get free upgrades or not?
You get
Free upgrades.
free upgrades for the time being. It's been that way since its introduction. I don't know how long that will last, but it's been great. And the other thing I like about DaVinci, and you can get a wheel, you can get an editing wheel for anything. They make them for Premiere Pro and everything. But if you can get an editing wheel, Blackmagic makes one. It's great. But I mean, there are other ones out there. Get an editing wheel because you can really just, if you're concerned about getting your clips to really be tight with the music, and have the,
Yeah.
you can dial it right in. Pretty cool. So doesn't matter. But what sucks is you're so comfortable with Premiere Pro. Now you're going to switch. That's kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I retire, I won't have free Premiere anymore. So
Well, what is it a year for Premiere? A couple $100.
it's $20 if you're an educator, and I could probably still get away with being an
You'd probably get away with that. Yeah,
After
I
they
could use my
retire.
engineering school email address to like pull that off if I wanted to, but
So it's $20 for every Adobe product, or $19.99 for an educator a month.
yeah. Yeah, that's spendy.
Yeah. And and Photoshop, I would use either Photo P or GIMP for my Photoshop needs. And
So
then
this is, you're not gonna believe this. I actually, when I bring my photos in, I bring them into DaVinci now.
oh dear.
Yeah,
If you
because I'm
have
not doing anything super crazy, but I can do all the masking. I mean, everything I want to do. Well, put it this way, Lance, for thumbnails. For thumbnails, I can do them all in DaVinci, and I have layers, and I can color grade everything, and that way I'm using one program for everything.
yeah, yep, exactly.
But Photoshop is going to be way more powerful than
Oh
I think.
geez, if you haven't used Photoshop in the last year, you would not
I haven't used
believe what
I
it
haven't
can
used
do.
Photoshop in longer than that. So like I'm sure it'd be like, whoa. But
It is just it's like
yeah.
mind-boggling what it can do
Yeah, yeah.
to your shots.
Yeah. So like but if you bring in a raw shot, you dump it on your DaVinci timeline, you can still mess with stills in there and you can do all kinds of cool stuff. And you can color them up. DaVinci's coloring is like insane. If you want to be very creative, you can be really, really creative with it. But I'm sure that's no different than Premiere Pro. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Rumor has it DaVinci is the best for color, but I'm not the best at coloring, so it doesn't matter. At this point, I wouldn't know. But
Well, Blackmagic's audience is Hollywood, so
yeah,
Like-
but in Hollywood, like you were saying, I think it was you, Rod, that told me like Hollywood uses Premiere Pro too. Was it you who said that or somebody else? Somebody else said that. Man, somebody else mentioned it that they use more than one platform.
oh, I'm sure.
Oh, I was so pissed off earlier, like last weekend. I was having trouble with DaVinci. I updated the software and I was pissed off with the software and pissed off and pissed off. And guess what? It wasn't the software at all. It was Chuck.
So you put 18.6.4 in, huh?
Yeah, and it's fine. The problem I had was I turned out I thought I was messing with an entire clip, but it was messing with one keyframe. So like I thought my stuff disappeared. Like, where'd it go? I fixed that. And then I start going with the wheel back and forth, like bloop, there. Oh shit, there it is. Anyway, yeah, but a lot of people have complained about bugs with 18.6.4. Like guys on the forum for DaVinci, they're pretty pissed off about it. I have not experienced the stuff that they're experiencing. So but it's not without its bugs, of course. I mean, every time they do something with DaVinci, they break something.
They'll fix it fast.
Those
guys seem to be pretty fast about doing
Yeah.
updates.
Well, because their audience is what it is, and
Yeah.
and being I have the studio flavor, I could submit like if I found something wrong, I could submit a ticket, but I don't like to do that till I'm really sure it's wrong. Like in this case, I was like, oh crap, that was me. Imagine if I wrote in, this is happening, what the hell? And they'd be like, yo, dumbass, read the manual. That could have been a legitimate response to me. Hey, dumbass, read the manual.
Runaway scroll wheel.
Yeah. I do love the scroll wheel though.
Hmm.
Squirrel wheel?
It's the squirrel wheel.
Squirrel wheel. This is the wrong show for that.
Have you guys used Skybrowse at all?
No.
I have not. What is it?
So it does a 3D rendering of you circle around a building and it'll create a 3D render for you.
Mm-hmm.
And
I knew of it.
And I haven't used it in about 6 months, and I just got an email from them. And I thought,
Gonna give
I'm
it a
gonna
whirl?
try it again. Yeah, I'm gonna try it again.
Does it work like it actually has the it connects to your drone and everything? It's legit software.
yeah,
Kind of like
yeah.
Oh,
Litchi?
yeah.
Like Litchi?
I put it on my Mavic 2 Pro and flew it several times, and it worked. Everything was fine. Yeah. And then it created everything. You put it on their website, and then they show you the render. It's at the time it was just getting. I think it was fairly new at the time. It was like last February, April, somewhere in there. and I was playing with it. And
See,
haven't
I thought
played
it would be cool to 3D print my house with something like that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
To do that, to get the 3D, I don't know whether they
Could
produce the
actually do
STL
that, couldn't
file.
you?
Yeah, I don't know if they produce the STL files, but
Wow, that would be cool.
then, you know, do
You
it of
could
your
s-
property and then 3D print your house.
You could do your whole neighborhood, like scale it down for like an N scale railroad or something. That'd
Mhm.
be pretty, right? A little to be cool.
So here's a video that I did of my house. In fact, this is my house here, but I didn't go all the way around my house. I went in the street. But this is in its infancy phase, so I'm sure it's much better now.
Like a splat, like a splat of footage. It's really funny.
And you can see my house is right there.
Yeah.
In fact, my garage door is open. You see my Prius. And if you look here, it didn't really glue the front of the truck together very well.
You
Or-
crashed your truck, didn't you?
He did. He
Yeah.
smashed up his truck.
He
So
smashed up his truck.
you might be able to see my
That's sad.
house a little bit.
He sliced it with a big knife, butcher's
Mhm.
knife.
But anyway, that's what it does. Sky Browse, and it
I'm
was
gonna
free at the
s-
time.
I don't have any.
Yeah,
3D
they still have the
printer or anything.
free, and they changed their pricing, so now it can be, you can kind of add things to it. Sort of a la carte kind of pricing to produce your drawing.
Okay.
Anybody do any videos on that stuff, Lance? Just opportunity maybe to do some how-to videos on that stuff?
I'm sure there is. Go to YouTube, and I know the company's done some. So if you go to YouTube and just type in Sky Browse tutorials, I'm sure you'll find some.
I know whatever places I go to on the planet, they've been very well visited. So, yeah, I play in a very crowded sandbox.
Well, hey guys, I'm gonna go fly the neighborhood Christmas lights. I've got to start packing up and
Yeah,
Hey,
enjoy.
hurry up! It's 3:47. Your light's getting nice and the light's getting perfect now.
Yeah,
Come up
Lance,
on
I
4.
think we're gonna call it. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks
Yeah,
guys.
good idea.
Nice
And,
seeing
and we'll,
everyone.
see, and we'll see all of you later, Chuck. You behave yourself.
Trying.
Okay,
Bye.
guys.
Bye for now.
Later.